Hi, my ready guys. Welcome to our new Timeless Tuesday. Love Timeless Tuesday. This one's gonna be a little bit different. First, I want to say happy birthday to all the Virgos out there. We're officially in Virgo season. Hope you guys are feeling good. I hope you enjoyed Leo season. I hope you're getting ready to enjoy an amazing birthday. So happy birthday to all of you. So today's Timeless Tuesday going to be a little different. I'm really looking at this particular Timeless Tuesday as kind of like a Virgo season reading. I wasn't really sure what we were going to do today, what we're going to do in this video. I thought I would pull some cards, so I pulled some cards from the Work Your Light Oracle from Rebecca Campbell. Great deck. If you've never seen it, played with it, heard of it, totally recommend it. But I thought I'd do something a little different. I would, just kind of pull, see what kind of came out. Some awesome cards. So we got Awakening, so you guys can see that. The images in this deck are just stunning, absolutely stunning. So Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Integration being the big one, because I think especially through Cancer and Leo season, we've learned a lot of the hard lessons, how to move on beyond all the heavy stuff and to turn it into something positive. We're integrating all of that into who we want to be. Most of you guys in the weekly readings last week, the compass came up a lot. The need to find a new direction and make a choice kept coming up. It was a very common theme with all the signs. So I'm definitely being pulled towards integration and how we're piecing all the pieces of who we are, who we're becoming, who we want to be, who we should be, what we like doing, what we don't want to include anymore. How do we integrate all those pieces of information into this new journey, into who we're becoming? We also have trust your path, of course, right? So if you knew you would be supported, what would you do is the prompt here. So something a little more thought-provoking, which I will say is one of the things I love about her deck, that there are cards like this that make you pause and consider versus just giving you a message. It kind of forces you to really delve a little deeper. But trusting your path. Yes, we're going through awakening. Yes, we're going through an ascension. Yes, we're healing from all these kind of things. But it forces us to, like I was saying, make a decision. Some of us might be a little leap of faithy, right? So we kind of have to trust someone is going to catch us. Someone's going to be there. If you knew that whatever you were about to do was going to lead to success, you were going to make it out okay, everything was going to be fine, what would you do, right? If you don't have to worry about anything, what would you be doing right now? Great question to think about. But again, that's why this is so important, because this is opening us up to what it is we want to and should be doing when we're in perfect alignment. Share your voice was the next card that came out. Come out of the cave, dealing with persecution and full expression, right? So this, again, to me is about your awakening, being honest and authentic with who you are and sharing it with the world, getting it out there, right? Not keeping it to yourself. I just saw a post this morning, and I forget whose it was or where it was. I want to say it was Kyle Gray's Instagram, another great deck author. I believe it was his, but he talked about it's not a gift unless you share it. So whatever it is, if you're an artist and it's a talent, if it's just your own thoughts and something you have to say, it's not helping anyone, including yourself, if you just keep it bottled up. And then we also have take a break, right? Prompt reads, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So, right? It's not about go, go, go all the time. And I think that's a big thing that was coming through energetically. I think a lot of us needed to slow down. I think a lot of us needed to pause. And at any rate, there's also kind of a note in it that yes, we're trying to achieve, yes, we're trying to manifest, yes, we have responsibilities and things we have to do and push forward, but that doesn't mean we can't take a minute here or there to breathe. It doesn't mean we can't take a moment to practice self-love and take a breather when we need it, right? You don't get to be on break the whole time, but when you need it, you're more than able to take it. So, I mean, especially if this is what a lot of us are going through, some type of awakening, if it's an energetic or spiritual awakening, a lot of times the physical body has to catch up. Therefore, the physical body will feel tired. You might feel like you're getting sick, right? Like, it's an actual thing. So you may need a physical rest while, other forms of you are leveling up and getting stronger. But the body needs a little more time to catch up. This little human suit of ours, right? So I'm not necessarily including them in our reading, but this was just inspiration. So you guys may be attached to any of those, or those might resonate a little deeper, but just kind of know that's kind of the main themes for what's going on. So this particular reading is going to be, again, a timeless general reading, like they always are. So just because this went up the first week of, or no, we're still in August. It's like the last week of August or something like that. Doesn't mean that just because you find it in September doesn't resonate. Like, it's still good. Time is just an illusion. It'll come to you when it's meant to. I'm kind of envisioning this again as an overview for all signs for Virgo season, what we can expect, what kind of energy is around us to support us and help us grow and evolve. But it is still a general reading, so take it as it resonates. Do not force any of the messages. All right, my loves. Let's get into it. Okay. So this is the Black Moon Astrology Oracle deck. Love this deck. I will say you do need, I feel like I'm starting to do a deck review. Maybe I'll do a deck review while I'm here. Try something new. But I feel like that's slowly what this is turning into. Great deck. You do kind of want some basic astrology knowledge. Otherwise the cards may not mean as much to you and you'll have to do a little studying, but the book is actually a pretty good resource too. So even if you don't, you could just spend time getting acquainted with the book it comes with. Great. Cards we got: first house, so house of self, house of body, who am I, what am I, all those kind of questions. Love that. Again, we talked about choosing a new direction. Who am I, what am I going to be, right? What am I supposed to be doing here? A lot of that is first house stuff. Can be 10th house stuff, depending what we're thinking about. But again, defining who we are and living a life that's in perfect alignment has a lot to do with the first house, especially because we're talking about Virgo season. So Virgos even more so, right? Or my Virgo risings, guaranteed Virgo is in your first house. So Virgos out there watching this, definitely for you guys. We also have 7th house. So this is a house of partnerships. Oh, it says partners, whatever. But it is it's partners, it's relationships, right? And think like your most intimate relationships, so your husband, wife, super close friends. 5th house is kind of like our dating house, right? So it's a little more like first love, puppy love, when you first start dating and connecting with people. This is where we've got some commitments going on, right? We're building something. Could even be business partners, right? These are really close, one-on-one relationships we're talking about. So some of what we're doing here may be related to who we are, defining that. Obviously, that's always going to be first. But then what type of people do we want to be surrounded by? What type of people are going to help us to live the life we want to? Whether we're talking about our spouse, what our ideal spouse is going to be like to complement our strengths and our needs, what type of business partners we need, that are going to be aligned with the same, vision I have for this company or this brand I want to start, right? So there could be a lot of questions about that. There could also be some new partners coming in during Virgo season, which again is why we need to be in alignment, because if we don't know who we are, they're not going to know who they're dating. Not a great way to start, right? So partnerships, another big focus. But it makes sense. As we're redefining, we're also going to redefine who is going to be around us, because that's going to change and make or break our vibration, right? Then we also have Jupiter returns. This is lovely. So when we're talking about benefits, Jupiter is by far one of our most, benevolent planets. Always trying to give us more, always trying to help us and give us gifts and wonderful things. So this Jupiter return is really that. Like, where do I get some gains from this? So especially thinking in relation to partnerships, not saying it's a what's in it for me, right? You're not planning on using this partner or anything, but it's finding the partner or taking advantage of the right mix, of the right blend, right? So that it's beneficial, so that together you guys create something wonderful, or you attract and bring in something amazing, right? So there's a big focus on where are the biggest gains right now. And again, if you can be in alignment and really answer the questions about who you are and who you want to be with, right? And also expressing that, because they're not going to know if you can't vocalize it, or you're not aware enough to ask for what you want, right? And I think that was also, it's also in here, share your voice as well, right? So expression, sharing who you are, speaking your mind, right? Of course, we're not bossing people around, but there is there is that level of energy in it where it's, I know who I am, I know what I want, I'm actively looking for and welcoming and receptive to people who, you know, are ready to jump on this train and happy to jump on this train, you know, and let's see what we can build together. Love that. I love that for this reading. Great way to start. All right, so let's go through our tarot and go a little bit deeper. But it looks like a great season of not only putting in the work, right? Because obviously we're working on something as we are trying to get some gifts and trying to get some growth out of it. But this is a season of really, it just feels like the pieces fall together, right? The support comes in, you know, we're sorting out what it is we need so that it can come to us. So it feels like this is the season of all the things coming together. You know, the plan coming into action, the pieces and the tools and elements needed, you know, kind of coming to us and being sorted out. And if you think about, you know, Virgo energy, during Virgo season, we all get like a little dose of what it's like to be Virgo. And they are like detail-oriented, you know, very, very practical, but like down to the nitty-gritty. I have a animal oracle deck, and one of the animals is a mouse, and it always makes me think of Virgo. And not because I think Virgos are mouses, but like that particular card is talking about like being so close to the details, right? Because you think a little tiny mouse so close to the ground. They see every little tiny thing, right? And that's Virgo. Nothing slips past a Virgo. You know what I mean? Like they can see everything that needs to be done. They sort out every step in the plan that needs to happen, can sort it all out. They're super organized. That's a big strength of Virgo. So if we can all use that effectively, all of this becomes super easy to lay out, right? I know what I want, I know what I want to do. Now let me figure out how to get there. What's the next thing? What's the thing after that? You know, do I need to get any more pieces to make this thing possible, right? So I would say that makes perfect sense. Okay. We'll grab those in a second. Nope, we'll grab them now. So let's see. Oh, love that. Oh, dropped it. So we've got 3 of Swords in reverse, as well as the 5 of Cups in reverse. Beautiful. So 2 cards of a lot of heartache and pain and sadness and feeling lost. Not anymore. Not anymore. All those swords are falling away. All those cups are being rolled out. We're not even worried about it. We're not crying over anything anymore. Love this. Love that so much. So a lot of what maybe held us back, even just last month, maybe just last season in Leo, we shook it all off. We got our big, wonderful coat out. Yes. Oh, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. Ace of Swords. Truth, clarity. This is the vision. This is the vision. So any doubt you had, gone. Any confusion you had, gone. This is the moment where, like, the aha, the light flicks on you, like, I see it, I get it. This is why. This is what I was supposed to do. This was why I'm here. This is what I was. Oh, someone flipped. I see you. Get back in there. Okay. But it's literally the aha. All the whys are answered. And what, like, why do I need to do this? Why should I do that? What am I doing? Knight of Pentacles. So again, being practical, being diligent, not taking risks, doing what you need to do, understanding what I need to do, right? Not a risky energy, so again, it's telling us to be smart, be practical, which is what Virgo season's about, but it's forward progression, right? It's forward movement. So it could definitely be a work thing with the Knight of Pentacles showing up, but doesn't have to be. Bottom of the deck, Empress right now, so abundance and creativity and creation. So definitely creating some new things. This could also be speaking to the abundance of whatever gifts are coming in. So with the Empress coming out when we got the Knight of Pentacles, definitely one thing I would add to that, don't expect this to be like a get rich quick thing, right? We're not doing this to, like, you know, make a couple bucks in the now. We're laying down something big. We're laying down something that's going to last. Something like the Queen of, not the Queen, but the Empress would suggest. Something that's going to build abundance. Something that's going to be fruitful, right? And overflowing almost. All right. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Again, being patient. Literally what we just talked about. Couldn't ask for a better card. I love and hate this card because patience. Oh, I have it. I just don't enjoy doing it. But again, this is being patient. So planting seeds, it's not so much the planting seeds. Like even in this card, you can see she's watering this plant, right? So seeds already planted because that's what we've been working on what this is, what we wanted to do, who we want to be. So it's not that we're planting seeds, but now we're tending the garden. We have to lay down the fertilizer. We got to mulch it. We got to pick the weeds out, all of that kind of stuff. We also have the Nine of Wands. In this deck, they make it look a little creepy, right? It does look a little creepy. And it is kind of a heavy card because it is a card of determination and standing still in a way because you're holding ground. To me, in this particular reading, that it's more the determination than the kind of like exhausted, you know, battle-beaten warrior that a lot of times comes with the Nine of Wands. In this particular reading, especially coming out with the Seven of Swords, it's just to be determined, to be dedicated, you know. No one said this was going to happen overnight. No one said it was going to be easy. Doesn't mean it's going to be bad, right? Just because it's going to take some time and you might have to do a little more in the beginning to get it off the ground, that's fine. Think long term. Like in the long run, this is going to be great. But, you know, you may have to push through a little slow patch, right? That's fine. In the beginning, it normally takes a little more work because you're doing more things. You're trying to put it together versus just trying to keep the momentum going and keep the ball rolling. You're building the momentum now. We have here the Four of Wands, beautiful energy, gratitude, gratefulness, new foundations as well. For those of you where this is about a relationship, really powerful soul connection here. Could be a little twin flamey, definitely soulmate kind of energy there. So for those of you looking for a relationship, if you meet anyone new this month, of course still use your discernment, but good indicator there's some beautiful relationships about to start. We also have the Ten of Swords. So Ten of Swords, rough card to deal with. To me, I think this is more indicative of those first two cards we got, the Three of Swords and the, was it Five of Cups? So that really sad, heavy, you know, really depressed energy. Ten of Swords is the end of all that struggle bus things, right? It does speak to a defeat, but here it's more so the end. It's the end of having to worry. It's the end of feeling that pain. It's the end of fighting this battle that, you know, there was no way you were going to win, right? That's part of the reason this first house card is so important, because we're not wasting time on the battles we have no business fighting in. Whether we don't win or it's not even for something that we even want. Like we don't even want to win the prize. Why are we going through the effort of fighting the war then? So it's the end of all those kind of struggling things. Because again, now we have something we're grateful for. Now we have these foundations that mean something to us, that we want to build, that we want to put energy in. We do have the Eight of Wands, so it could be some communication coming through, that maybe it could be the communication about the end of this, the communication about this new, you know, whoever, whatever this is, whether it's foundations, whether it's a partner, there could be communications coming through about that. Let's do a full, what did I mean to say? I meant few. I was about to say full, and I was like, few. What's happening? Together. Lover's card. So again, romantic relationships. Good indicator. There's going to be some love coming in. It feels very new to me as well, I would say. For those of you where this is kind of a love thing, it definitely does feel new. If not a new person, definitely someone you've never had this level of a relationship with. So it could be someone you've known as an acquaintance for a long time, and then all of a sudden oh, Empress is back. They come back, you know, and kind of say, hey, I've been meaning to say something, but, you know, I really am into you. I think we have a good time together. I'd like to take you out. You know, they could be coming forward with something. So good indicator that, like, I didn't think this was going to turn into a love reading, but looks like romance is going to be top of mind for a lot of us out there. And Six of Wands, recognition, success, victory. Recognition especially. So whether this is for work or personal or romance, you will be recognized. Whether this new partner will see you and recognize you as that's my person, that is my person right there. Or this is recognizing, you know, your own path and who you're supposed to be, and standing up in your light, right? Could also be recognition for the work you do, which brings in this partner. Hey, I really like what you do. You know, I do something similar. What do you say we kind of put our heads together and think about how to take this somewhere, how to do something bigger with this? So beautiful, beautiful energies of growth. And again, lots of success and victory here with this Six of Wands. Beautiful. Also have the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck at the moment. This is a card of strength, independence, confidence, self-worth, knowing your value, and again, knowing what you bring to the table, no matter where this fits for you, right? Knowing what you bring to the table, knowing, because if you know that, like, you know, I'm bomb, I know I'm great. Therefore, if you want to play this game, you also need to be great. And I can recognize greatness because I see it in me, I will see it in you. Together, we can do big, big, wonderful things, regardless if this is build a life, if this is build a business, if this is just your own personal path. Confidence and owning and knowing your self-worth and your value is a big thing that you are going to need going into this month or this season, because we're talking about Virgo season. We're still in August. So definitely something, if you're not there yet and we're still dealing on this first house energy, totally fine. You're right on par. Don't think you're behind anyone, but this is where you need to focus on, really owning that piece. And I would say if that's what you're connecting to, this take a break is going to be very important to you, because again, it's about taking that breather and practicing some self-love. If your tank feels a little low, if your cup is a little, you know, running a little dry, this is where you're going to start for this season. But again, if you take the cues, you follow the nudges, listen to your intuition, this is what comes out. This kind of stepping out of that isolated space so you can express and be part of the world and share your gifts and your talents. Put them out there into the world as we go through this awakening and following your divine path. So beautiful energy coming through for all of us, Virgo season. So I'm going to wrap the reading here. As always, wishing you the best and sending you guys all my love. Take care, stay safe. I'm going to start filming the weekly readings right after this, so those will slowly start rolling out. Until then, my friends, wishing you the best. Take care. I'll see you in your video. Bye.